You have entered the Aqua Brain. I'm your Virgil Drew. On today's show, we're catching back up with Squampton Jon up in Canada. John, how the hell are you, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing real good. Can't wait for the snow to hit, you know?
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. I can feel it here. You know, they're just, people are playing. You know.
I've seen it on the gram. I haven't felt any snow myself yet this year, but you
Oh,
know,
man,
we're
you're
hoping. We're hoping. The fingers are crossed. It's cold out there, so it's coming.
yep. And you've just been building like crazy then, getting
Yeah,
products.
you know, when as soon as as soon as COVID hit, I mean, call it lucky or unlucky, I had a job that I got laid off from right away. You know, I was working tourism.
Yep.
So you know, luckily the government's taking care of us up here for those of us that got into those financial difficulties.
Hmm.
And you know, I that gave me time to work on the boards. Let's be honest. I just
Yeah,
hunkered down. They're telling you to stay inside. You know, keep your circle small. Sure, I just stayed inside in my shop and just built and built and built and built and built. So
man.
this season's going to be a big one.
So you got the basic powder surfer style
Yeah,
board
yeah.
you're coming out. Tell me a little bit about that.
That was just a little side project I started working on a few years back. You know, when we started making the snow skates, you
Okay.
know, powder was always my thing, right? So
Yeah.
I was always itching to have a bigger ski and a bigger ski, and we were making bigger skis, but it still wasn't like I wanted to be in the backcountry and the real deep stuff.
Yeah, just floating,
Um,
floating.
you know, and then I caught a glimpse of what Jeremy was doing over at Grassroots, and I thought, oh my God, he's on to something there, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and you know, I just couldn't afford to buy one. You know, I'm a bum that builds boards. Anybody that builds boards knows, you know, like either trade within the industry amongst each other, or you know,
Yeah.
it's hard to get your hands on that stuff because it's
Sure.
expensive, right?
Yeah.
um, so I just started making them myself until I figured out what was working. And then you know, now that we've got a line that's working, we've loaded them on the website at Squampton there, and
Okay.
they're available for the
Cool.
winter. They're
Oh,
available for the winter.
there. That's awesome. What's the? Are you trying to keep the price point? I'd imagine you have to charge a certain amount for them, right? Because you're. I mean,
You
there's
know,
products and stuff. You gotta
yeah,
time.
the price point, you know, they're a little more than a snow skate is.
Sure.
Um, but there's more materials that goes into it, you know, and the time difference, right? There's a
Right.
time difference, and each one of these, just like the snow skate line we're doing over at Squampton, the snow surfers here we're building they're all custom, they're all one of a kind. You know, you're not going to see somebody on the same board ever.
Yeah.
Might have the same graphic,
Wow.
not going to be exactly the same size with that graphic and that shape. Like you know, everything's changed up. If
Oh,
you
that's
want to
awesome.
order something, you know, you call in, you know, you get a hold of me and tell me what you're looking for, and we'll try and work with you. You know, so it's a
Nice.
lot of fun.
Do you have a standard shape that you just kind of?
The standard shape was just, you know, I don't even know what I call it, the Hurricane, because the first time I tried it, I got to try it out was at Hurricane Ridge
Oh,
at one of the
really?
snow skate events,
That's
right? So I
awesome.
just named her the Hurricane, and it was a good one. I got one here.
Look at that.
Back up a bit so you can have a better look.
Yeah, I think you just use the same top graphic, right? Is that the same graphic from
No,
one of
you've
your?
just seen me ride this board a lot because this one was really
Oh,
good to me. This one I had with me. You know what? A lot of the footage that I've put out on these boards, um, I was at work at the time, right?
oh,
I worked for a snowmobile company,
nice.
um, and I was a host up at a cabin, and I would just wait for
Okay.
tours to come through. When there
Yeah.
was no tours, it was just me and my board.
Yeah,
So
perfect.
this is where you see a lot of the footage that I've put out was because I was just taking a quick break from work,
Yeah, why
threw
not?
on threw on the vert snowshoes and headed up, you know.
Dude, it's
Um,
awesome. That's
so
awesome.
that's why you've seen that graphic a lot, but that's the
Okay.
only board that has it.
Oh,
It's just
all right.
mine.
There it is. If you see it, that's the original.
That's it. That's
That's
it.
it. That's the one.
Um, and then you know I have a buddy who one of the main things when I started this was I wanted to work with a bunch of different people, right? You know It's not a big market. It's a very small market.
It
But the
is
people that
super
like
niche.
it, the people that are into it are
Yeah.
just like
Gimme.
so
Yeah.
into it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it
Exactly.
absorbs you.
Yeah.
So a lot of my idea was to get, my friends to shape boards, and my friend, lots of input.
Yeah.
Um,
That's great. That's
so my
great.
one home, I got a homie that, he was the guy that was always coming and crashing through the winter for the last few months when the season was over on the East Coast.
Yeah.
He'd come out west and hang
Oh,
out, couch surf and shred with us.
sick.
And so he designed a couple of these shapes for me with, obviously with skateboarding in mind, with the Hasoi hammerhead shape here, right?
Right. Yeah.
Which and it's a great shape. It rides so well. Like I've had a lot of fun
Huh.
on this because of the tail shape. Instead of being super round like the other ones, you got more foot space, so you
Oh,
can really,
gotcha.
try and
Get
crack
in
that
there.
ollie if you're trying to get up out of the snow. Um,
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting. And that doesn't, and it's not interfering with any sort of
no,
writing really,
no,
because the idea is to be in the fluff.
right. And you know how it is when you're in the powder, you can control almost anything if it's not too small. It's
Right.
once you get back onto the groomers and stuff, like when you're snow skating, that you're like, oh, we
Hey.
need some control here, right? With
Oh
these,
man.
with these, you're not necessarily going to be on resort. I mean, if
Yeah,
you're
it's
on
true.
resort on one of these, you're one of the few lucky ones that has been able to do such,
Just
right?
get it there somehow. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Right.
know there's
Right.
a few
Right.
people out there that have the old wink, wink, nod,
No,
nod, like
no,
the lifties
say
at
no
their
more.
resorts that let them
Yeah.
up there, right? We don't want to bait
Yeah.
out their scene though, so
No, it's totally. No, definitely. We don't. And it's, good on them. Good on
yeah,
them.
yeah.
So what do they weigh? What's the weight on it?
I mean, that's a great question. They vary a lot because of the different fabrics that I put into them. So the graphics that you see, again, they're they're all fabrics that we've recycled from somewhere else,
Right.
right? Like
Yeah.
we're trying to reuse everything.
I love that. I love
That's
that.
that's
Let's,
that's how we roll.
let's not
So this,
forget
what you're
that's
looking at
this.
here, is actually an old Volcom button-up shirt. That's what this
Wow.
graphic is from, right?
Oh, and then it stops at a certain point under the blue, under the foot pad, right? Oh no, it keeps. But did you have to separate it, or do
I
you?
don't have to, depending on how much fabric I have.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll separate it and not lay the fabric inlay under the pads,
Oh,
right?
wow.
It's
Yeah. Yeah.
unnecessary.
Yeah. Yeah. And that
It's
makes a
an
lot of sense.
aesthetic. It's just
Yeah.
an aesthetic thing anyway,
Yeah.
right? It's just for looks.
Right.
I
But
could just
that's
run it
so
straight
so
wood.
so that's what you're talking about, right? Because no one else is going to have this unless you just
No,
happen to have two of those shirts or,
I, I mean, I'll
blazers
tell you
around,
what.
right?
I have my good buddy Chris, who has a little bit of this material on one of his boards.
Oh, okay.
Um, I think our buddy Tun in the Netherlands there, he
Yeah.
has some of this fabric on one of his skates, I think.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
that's kind
because
of,
you got
you'll see the
extra.
stuff
You got
floating around.
extra. You got extra kind of
Yeah.
like
Hey, if we
I
got
like
extra, we'll use it.
I like that how you incorporate, right? Because you can make a patchwork, and I love that unique aspect
Yeah.
and then you're using the hemp resin to bind the stuff, or
Yeah, we got
how's
the hemp fibers and
hemp
the bio resins, that are all
bioresin?
eco-friendly stuff.
Yeah, that's
We tried same with the skates. We tried with these things to go, without the plastic for a while, but it's hard. I've got a couple that I made without plastic, and they're beautiful. They're like
yeah.
high performance kind of surfboard. Like you don't want to drop it. You
No,
drop it and it's, gets all dinged up and the
yeah.
glass, cracks. That's no fun. But these plastic, with the plastic top sheet and bottom sheet, the base material, these things are solid.
So did you give me an estimate on how they weigh? What's the average?
I actually don't know. Funny enough, I never bothered weighing it. I would just know if it was too light by how it was riding or if it was too heavy.
Yeah. Well, because it is a sweet spot,
It
right?
is.
You
If
do
it's
have
too
to have
heavy, I mean,
weight too.
without bindings, I mean, this, without bindings, if you go over something and the front's too heavy, it just nosedives,
Boop.
just
Yeah.
disappears from under your feet, right?
Exactly. So
And if
I
it's too
gotta
light, if it's too light with one of these things, it's like a kite, you know, you try and lift off the ground and all of a sudden it just flutters away. So there's a happy medium for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that I've been thinking, hey, if we're going to be doing a lot of hiking, it might be worth the lightest setup. But you make a
Yes.
very valid point where you might actually just want to carry the weight, because you might prefer to have a little extra weight, right?
Again, you know, I'm a collector. Like I give you a quick, I don't know if you can see behind me there, but
yeah, we can see all your stuff. Oh, you're taking us with you.
You know, we got quite the board collection here.
Yeah, that's all.
There's board racks everywhere.
It's awesome.
And then, you know,
the collection.
There's a lot of boards around here. And I've ridden most of them, not all of them, but you know, one of the first powder surfers that I bought, you know, they tried to go on the light end, you know, make it nice, lightweight, super easy to carry around.
Yeah.
But you know, I've put in a hard turn and felt the board just flex out so hard, and then it like catapulted me.
Oh.
It was the weirdest, funnest. Like it was so fun. It was the weirdest feeling just to get jacked over. You know, oh my goodness.
So is that so? Wait a minute. Is that weird? You just brought something up. It's fun to fall sometimes.
It is.
You know, you're like you don't want to fall all the time. You know, like it's nice to try to, hey, let me see if I can take this whole run without falling. You know, or whatever.
As a snow skater, you get used to it, right? Falling is just part of it. It's just part of it.
You know, you can have fun. You could really launch yourself if you wanted, you know.
Oh yeah, in the powder, and that's just it. In the powder, when you get sent off the thing and you're, you know, doing the airwalk and you're rolling down the windows and just muffled in powder, you come up just laughing and spitting out snow, you know.
I know. Have you ever used one of your? I mean, obviously you have. I'm just, of course you have, right? But use your skate in the deep powder, right? Because you as a stable point, right?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I was gonna say, of course, yeah.
The amount of times that my skate or my surf has saved me from, you know, slipping into a tree well or something, it's crazy. Because you know, when you're in the backcountry, you find that all the time. And when you're, you know, looking for powder, even on resort, you're going to find that all the time because you're getting deeper and deeper into the woods trying to get away from the people, right? So I definitely found that although I post hole a lot more than I ever did on my snowboard, clearly.
Obviously.
It's saved me so many times. And having the leash, you know, to pull on the leash just for that little bit of extra support to get yourself out of a sticky spot. So
I actually was on a flat, like pretty deep powder. It was off trail. And but it was flat, pretty flat, and I ended up in powder, and I couldn't, like, I wasn't getting up back on my board, right? I had options. Try to get back on my board, but I don't have enough downhill to get me going, especially in the powder, right? Or I could walk out of it, right? I ended up, can you guess what I did? I ended up paddling out.
Surfing out. Yeah.
Paddled out. You know, and probably to anybody, any onlooker, it was like a strange sight, but I was straight up paddled out of there, you know.
You know, we've done it on many occasions. I'm sure you know Adrian. Any of you who don't, it's Acid Lake Reflexes on Insta there.
Yeah, go check him out. He's always posting nonsense.
Man, some of the stuff I've seen him do on these things, like, you know, we've been out in the backcountry and he's just like, all right, I got this one coming in, and he starts paddling. He's on this, starts paddling from the snow to get up on his knees, and you know,
he can do that kind of stuff. He can do. Of course. The youth. Yeah, the agile.
He's an agile.
Yeah.
I was gonna say little dude, but he's not even a little dude anymore. He's a man. He's a man that's out there killing it. You know, good for him.
I think when
for him,
you know, when I think
watching the progression.
Yeah, when I think of being able to do that, I'm like how my knees are not gonna let me let me do that very
Oh,
gracefully. You know, like
yeah,
that's just it. That's just it. After a
yeah.
while, you're like, my body parts aren't gonna let me do that very
Well,
gracefully. I might be
last
able to do it,
last
but
December, yeah, last December I turned 40, and I had the launch for Basic boards up at the chalet where my snowmobile club takes care of the chalet. You know,
okay,
we've got
like home base, home
rights.
base.
That's the home base for our snowmobile club.
Yeah.
We have a clubhouse up there that sleeps, 15 people or so.
Wow.
And then the chalet sleeps, I mean, there's over 50 beds up there. So
Whoa.
if you're talking about couch space and floor space, you could have,
Yeah.
the whole snow skate crew from,
Man.
right, could all just stay in this one chalet. So yeah, we did that last year for for the basic boards kind of opener,
Sick.
like this is
Yeah.
this is what's happening for my birthday. I invited a bunch of people, and everybody that came left with a board. So I
Whoa.
made custom boards for everyone that came. Um,
Not as a door prize or a parting gift,
no,
right? They
no, no,
actually
no. I'm not gonna
purchased one.
lie. I'm not gonna lie. People paid to come to this, but it was, we rented a side by side machine, a six or a
Oh
six
man.
seater, so
Yeah.
we could drive everybody up there with the tracks on it and everything. We had the
Sick.
sleds out there.
Worth
Um,
it for anybody who went. I'm sure.
Oh man, yeah,
Like,
everyone had a great time. The snow didn't cooperate with us.
well,
We
you know.
drove. We had
Are
to
you
drive that machine
surprised?
on rocks. We had to drive
What?
that machine up rocks for
Oh man.
miles,
Yeah.
miles.
Yeah.
Um, but it was great fun. The snow came down after the first night,
Ooh.
and we all got to go out there and try the pow surfs right outside the chalet there.
That's
So it
awesome.
was good times, really good times. Hopefully we can do it again, but with the borders closed, it's hard to get enough people together
They're
to like
still,
put one of the events on.
yeah, at this time they're still closed, man.
Yeah, and there's
After a
not
year?
talking about opening them anytime soon, right?
Really? It's like unbelievable. This thing
Yeah, it's
solved a
sad.
lot of problems. And
Yeah.
it found out how many people are just blindly following what they're told. Because that's a
Oh
lot
man.
of people.
Yeah. You
But
know,
without getting into any of that, because no one wants to talk about that. We just had election
no,
day yesterday. Um, but
oh man, I know, right?
no one wants to talk about that mess. We're here to
We don't
talk
I don't
about
even I haven't
fresh
even watched the
powder.
news yet today. I
Oh,
haven't even watched the news yet today. Who won? Tell me who won, or do you not know yet?
um, I heard
Because I don't know.
Kanye.
I haven't watched
I
the
heard
news this morning.
Kanye won
Oh, well,
on a
there we
ride.
go. Perfect.
On a ride,
Right on.
just for running. Kanye.
Jesus walks, man. Jesus
That's right.
walks.
That's right. That's what my Halloween costume was. My Halloween costume was Kanye 2020. Just like
Nice,
just the
nice.
fact. Don't complain to me. Don't complain to me. If you want to play ball, you can play ball. You know what I mean?
The
Uh,
funniest
and
thing,
you'll get
like
one vote.
right after right after Trump got elected, a homie of mine told me, he's like, "You just watched 2020. You think this is crazy? 2020, Kanye is going to win." And I looked at him and I was like,
Whoa.
"What? Kanye?" And he's
Man,
like, "You just watch, buddy." And then when I
it's the
started seeing the
next.
reports that he was running, I couldn't believe
Yeah,
my mind. I
it's
was
the
like,
next
"Are you kidding me?"
Nostradamus, your
The
friend.
Canadian Nostradamus.
Canadian Nostradamus. Did I say that right? Nostradamus.
I don't know.
Oh
We
boy,
probably say it different up
that
here
guy.
anyway. Just
Yeah,
like pasta and pasta.
Nostradamus, eh? Nostra, Nostra, eh?
I
Just for
still say
short.
Nostradamus because I listen to hip hop, right? So we'll just let Nas have
Yeah.
that one.
Hey, so you guys are like up in Canada, don't you kind of like is the A thing just because you're saying things a little bit slower? Is it? I don't
Um,
really. It's been a long time since I've been up there. So is it just kind of like the Southern draw? Like they're just trying to
I'm not sure, and I don't know if it's maybe East Coasters or West Coasters or where it really started, but I don't
yeah.
think we say it a lot. I
No, I
think,
mean, I don't think I've ever heard you say it actually, honestly. So,
to be honest, the Australians, right, the Aussies say "a" lot,
oh, okay. All right.
but they say "I, I,
I, yeah.
I might."
Man.
No, but we we get the what's the one that we use more now, I think, is the one that we always get, shit talked for when I'm down there now is sorry. You're
Sorry.
always saying sorry. Sorry, Canadians. Sorry, sorry, sorry.
Oh
Hey,
man, I'll tell you. You know what's popular here is pretending you have a British accent. That's always fun.
what?
And then you end up like kind of moving into an Australian accent sometimes. I don't know. It's not terribly fun, but you just find yourself like, I don't know.
You just drift into it, hey?
Yeah, I think
I,
so.
I drift I drift into like using American drawl a little bit of accent, little words I don't use normally when I start talking to the American buddies.
Oh,
When
really?
I'm down there, I'll say y'all. That's not something we use.
Oh yeah, I like
We don't
that
say
and
y'all.
howdy. I like the cowboy
Howdy.
stuff. Howdy. I'd
I,
say
I,
howdy.
I don't know if I've ever used howdy.
Well, it's very, I don't know. How do you do? I think, but
Howdy.
it's just howdy. you know.
Howdy.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I my grandpa had a saying, and I'm probably gonna slaughter it, but it was something to the extent of, I love you all, but I hate most of you. Or no, I'm sorry, not hate. No, I love you all, but I dislike most of you. It's like,
Fair. Yes. That's true. You can have love for people you dislike.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's, because I would rather not. I mean, so I did some research on some stuff, right? Which I won't bore you, but I basically realized that everybody's going to have their own take. And if you really want to disagree with somebody, you can. You can find
Yeah.
something that's like a conversation ender. You know what I mean? I don't care how even keeled you are. If you find that one thing, right, that
Yeah.
you can kill that conversation, you probably kill that friendship and everything else, depending,
Yeah.
you know. And so I used to be, this is what I realized. I used to be antagonistic. So I wouldn't mind prodding somebody on just to have a little bit of a disagreement, and then just like, oh no,
Yeah.
it's all good, it's okay, I don't really care,
Yeah.
but get
Yeah.
there. And then I realized, well, now I'm just fucking with people, and that's not a good thing, right? That's not a good habit to get into. That doesn't get you anywhere. But
No, not
now,
really.
but now, so stopping doing that has been really good. Um, but I like looking at people's faces. So
Okay.
I like saying, all right, you're in a good mood, or you can read a lot off somebody's face. And
Yeah.
so, as you can imagine, now it's like, well, okay, I can't. I'm just gonna assume. I
How
just
are you
assume.
gonna read somebody's face behind a
Well, I
mask?
just assume everybody just looks, like they got like they're missing teeth, or like, like have really messed up teeth, just no.
Yeah.
So that's the new game. The new game is now when you see somebody with a mask on, you just imagine that they're just like, they're hiding something, right? Because
What are you hiding under
you're
there,
saving
pal?
the world. You're saving the world. So that's a little game I play. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it's about time once the snow falls. I think it's okay. We can open certain borders to certain people, like if they want to go and snow skate somewhere.
Well, the funny
And
thing
then
is, like, I'm pretty sure, like, one of our snow skate buddies just went to Hawaii yesterday, right? So, like,
and that's
there's,
that's the arbitrary nature of it, right? You can
right.
come in from this airport. Wait, what? Wait, like,
Yeah. You can come into this restaurant as long as you leave through a different door. Because as long as you leave through that other door, there's no way you could get sick.
that's, that's right. Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. All this fruit that's been handled a million times, and then
Oh
how
my
many people
goodness.
are oh, excuse me, how many people are peeling their apples? I mean, it's like, No one except me. But
No,
but
no,
but I mean, you're not. You're not. I
no.
just
I
peel
mean, you
them
know
because
what?
I found out about all the wax and stuff they put on them, and it's like, well, yeah, I could scrub this thing for an hour, or I could just cut the
Yeah,
stuff off. I don't know. It's like you try to protect yourself. You take steps to try to protect yourself, but then you realize, well, yeah, but what about this, this, and this? That is like, so I'm like kind of protecting myself over here, but really damaging
yeah,
myself over here. And you get to a point where you just got to kind of, you pick your battles and go with it.
yeah.
But
I've done my best to just because my shop is at the house.
yeah,
I have I've limited my excursions really.
yeah,
When I picked up a little bit of work here or there, I'll go work and do whatever, and then I come home and I just work in the shop.
that's great.
My life hasn't been affected that much. I'll be honest. For
Yeah,
me, the fact that I got to build boards this whole time
it's like,
and kind of forget about
oh,
everything else that's going on
yeah.
has been, kind of great. I'm
I
not gonna
mean,
lie. I'm
yeah,
sorry. I'm sorry for the people out there who have had a really rough go for sure. Like I know there's people having
they're out there.
rough times right now for sure.
Mhm.
You know, Not trying to joke about
Yeah.
that.
We'll
But
see it. Yeah.
for myself, being able to build this whole time,
It's
it's been
perfect.
great.
Yeah.
And we've made more sales. Um, and this is for Squampton Snow Skates. We've made more sales this season already than we have in any previous season. And the
Wow.
season hasn't started. Like we don't have any open mountains here yet. I think
That's
there's maybe one
awesome.
or two in Banff that are open and one or two in Quebec.
Are
Um,
you are you is your hiking route open? Like, are you guys
no, there's no snow yet for that.
no snow yet?
Not
Yeah,
yet, but it's coming. It's
it's coming.
coming.
Oh man.
We've
Well,
got our fingers crossed. We're ready for it.
yeah, it'd be sick to cross the border. Yeah, if it
I've
happens.
I've kind of made a decision that if they don't open the borders fully and like just let things flow by the time the end of the season comes around, I might just bite the bullet and just go for it. I'll fly in if I have to, and then I'll do my quarantine back home in the shop and build boards for 2 weeks when I come home. Right? But
Yeah.
if I could do that just so I could come down and do the event circuit with
Oh,
everyone,
that'd be
like man.
sick. Well, yeah, and
So
you
I'm
bring the boards that you that might be a
yeah,
that might get a little costly on the for the
it
flight,
could.
but
Well, I could send it though, right? I could just
you
send
could,
it.
yeah, yeah. Send it down,
Yeah.
do the circuit.
Hey,
You're
there's
like,
always a
this was
way.
awesome. This was
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of pros and cons. I'm in AV, so it's events, live events, man, and we're just
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
and I
I do
really
concerts
want
too,
to,
right? I work
yeah.
for Live Nation as well. So
Oh,
I'm
okay.
same thing. I haven't had any work in that industry since
Yeah.
February.
Yeah. I mean, to be completely honest with you, it's like, dude, I like this. I don't like thinking about having to switch my line of work and everything. Luckily, I've
Yeah.
had the show and I've been able to talk to people and kind of keep this thing going. And that's been really cool.
Yeah.
Hope I'd like to see a little, I would like to see a few events come back. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Everything seems to be streaming right now, which is I'll be completely honest with you, not very profitable for an AV company to do a streaming event
I
because
bet.
they still need the backbone, right? It might not be there are a few things they can't sell, like a projector and a screen and
Yeah.
stuff, because you just don't really need it. Um, but but you still need the crew, right? Depending upon how you're
Absolutely.
doing this. So I don't know. There's a lot going on. I'm looking for a good winter. Um, there's there's a chance I'm going to be homeschooling my daughter, and
Okay.
that's a unintended consequence, I think, of this. But she's snow skating, so we got our snow
Right
skates.
on.
We're like, we both got passes to Bogus, so as long as they're open, that's awesome. If not, I guess we're hiking. Um,
Yeah.
I there's some guys around here that I've taken some hikes with and stuff, and and excited to get out there. And
Yeah.
I think it's a great opportunity for my daughter. She'll be able to really get into it.
Yeah.
Obviously, if she doesn't want to, I'm not going to push her or anything, but she's liked
Yeah.
it in the past. And so getting a chance to actually, being 14, a little bit bigger body, mass than some of the younger times she's tried to go.
Yeah.
She'll be able to hold it. Last time she was able to hold it and get off. She
Mm-hmm.
got off the chair more times successfully than I did, I think, the whole day. Well, that was
Yeah.
just because she was like, I went off, took a run, came back, and she's like, Dad, I think this is number 30. I'm like, 30? What? She's like, yeah, because I've been counting since we've been here. And I was like, we're up to like 30 runs.
Wow.
Like,
That's a
yes,
big day.
Well, yeah, totally. And she's like I said, maybe obviously not every time she's getting off the chair, but a lot of the time she's riding right off the chair. It's like,
Yeah.
there are certain things I think um, you need to learn how to do, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah,
to
for sure.
practice. I know that this is probably my last run when I try to get off and I just go jelly. And I'm
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
okay, this is the last run for daddy.
I try and figure that out before I get to the top of the lift. I try and figure that out when I'm getting to the bottom.
It's not, I mean, because I remember having those days on snowboards where it's like, I really should be done, but I'm gonna take
Yeah.
one more. Like I can just I'll just cruise it, and I don't need to do anything. It's a little different on your snow skate. You still need to be able to control this thing.
Oh yeah, you got to be on your game.
Yeah, it doesn't slow down for you.
No.
And I find when you try to slow down, it makes it really difficult. Like if you're
Yeah.
trying to do things at slowly so you can ease into it, that's like, this tool does not work that way.
Well, you know what? You step that up and multiply it a few times on the powder surfer, right? Because you get tired
Gosh.
in the backcountry fast,
Yeah.
and your legs turn to jello, and you still got to hike somewhere usually,
Yeah.
So
Oh man.
there's a lot of foreshadowing while you're out there thinking about, am I going to be able to do a couple more runs? Because I still got to hike out of here.
Yeah. Oh
I got to
man.
make it back to the truck,
Oh,
which
I gotta
is,
make it back to the truck. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
if the sled doesn't start, then I'm walking.
Yeah. Man, we're oh man, it would be so nice to be able to get up there.
Hey man, one day
Someday. One
we'll be
day.
able to make it happen.
One day. Well,
Yeah.
hey, Squampton Jon, thanks for joining me in the brain, man.
Yeah, buddy. No problem.
Dude,
I had a blast as usual.
this is awesome. Well, cool. Subscribe, comment. Go check Jon out. Squampton. Basic boards.
Powder surfers, basic boards.
Basic powder surfers, cool patterns. You can buy the basic POW surfers on your Squampton website.
Yeah, squamptonsnowskates.com or squampton.ca, whatever's easier for you. We got them both.
All right. Perfect. See you
We'll
later.
see you in the powder, bro.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you know when we put new videos out. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brain Aqua. This has been Aqua Brain TV. Remember to keep your head up and keep those knees bent.